Bashes, smashes, and crashes. That's right, it's about time we take a look at a few of our favorite clips of individuals smart enough to want to be on a boat, but not smart enough to keep themselves safely afloat. But before we get started, like and subscribe. Now, on with the mayhem. Money can buy a boat, but it can't buy common sense. This drunk Florida man was filmed ramming a luxury yacht into other boats, causing absurd damage while destroying a marina. Police arrived shortly thereafter and charged the man with 3 counts of boating while under the influence. The whale-watching boat was out watching whales, but everyone here suddenly found themselves needing to watch out for the whale-watching boat. Most people like to accelerate away from the dock. This man appears to have other ideas. Asking someone to spend the rest of their life with you is a momentous event, but this proposal gained some momentum after their kiss did more than send sparks flying. Thankfully, no one was injured and she said yes. After getting its mast caught on a bridge, this boat was not going anywhere. Luckily, another boat was able to tug it free, but not without making a splash. When a failed river crossing sent people plunging into the river, this person came to the rescue. Sort of. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? A pleasure boat named Naptime had a less than pleasurable time when it crossed the bow of the Washington State ferry Chetzemoka. Fortunately, the boat driver wasn't injured and can be seen perhaps waking up from his own nap time. This boat's motor was doing its best, but the poor boat was barely moving. Why? Let's just say something was trailing it. Here, we see another case of a boat not moving despite the motor working overtime, but I think the reason here is a bit more obvious. This inexperienced boater found himself playing a disastrous game of ping pong with several other boats. Legend has it, he is still trying to dock that boat to this day. And while he is trying to dock that boat, these novices find themselves in, well, a similar boat as they try to make their way out. This boat also crashes into a stationary vessel, but it does it with a little more gusto. I have a sinking feeling about this clip of YouTuber The Mighty Dell trying to cross the river in a canoe. The Disney dream was not living the dream when it struck a mooring jetty in the Bahamas.
I knew that was going to happen. Holy ground.
A boat attached to a Chicago Park police boat was filmed floating near some rocks. It's hard to tell who was responsible for creating this bad situation, but it's safe to say gunning it was not the solution here. Panic struck a crowd of onlookers as they watched a ferry come to an abrupt stop at the ferry building in San Francisco. But I don't know what they were so worked up about. The ferry did stop, right? After the boating equivalent of driving over the railroad tracks with a train incoming, the rest of the marina was the real victim. When the tide was higher, I'm sure this mooring job seemed just fine, but now that the tide is lower, I think I see the problem. This might seem like a fun idea, but one bump and those kids could find themselves in some real trouble. Things go from bad to worse after these two are sent flying into the air and their engine stalls out. Going out in those conditions might not have been the best idea, but fortunately, the two were able to make it back to shore safely. When this Chinese ship lost control while entering a dock, the pedestrian bridge came in for the assist and brought. This boat driver clearly thought he could go to jetty 9 3/4 here.
Shit.
A luxury boat crashed into another at the Auckland on-water boat show, leading to a very pricey-looking result. Being rich doesn't mean you can drive a boat, but shout out to the lone guy who thought he could stop the impact with his bare hands.
Qualified captain.
In lieu of starting his outboard neutral, the least this man could have done was put the camera down. This homeowner gets a rude awakening after a 35-foot-long boat crashes into the roof of their house. When the operator of this boat realizes they misjudged their timing, they abandon ship. Unfortunately, the small boat didn't have the luxury to abandon its operator. Things looked so promising as this boat cautiously approached the trailer, but the waves had other ideas. This clip epitomizes that moment when you try to show off and it backfires spectacularly. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. If you enjoy this sort of content, let us know in the comments below and consider checking out one of our other videos on screen now. In the meantime, thank you for watching and we'll catch you in the next video.